what you never got. Gotta do something that you never start. Go get your blessing. Go get your blessing.
What up, Facebook family? What? Why did I just hide that from my own time? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going crazy. Cody
need a redo.
Cody is going crazy. I'm going crazy. It's Monday, y'all. Ty and Cody on Purpose Show is live on Facebook. I'm about to cry because Cody's going to have me cry. I'm sorry. We are live on Facebook, y'all. Share the video with your family. Share the video with your friends.
The opinions expressed in this show do not reflect the views of WBND Studios or any associated affiliates.
No.
It's Ty and Cody on Purpose.
Ty and Cody Show with WBND Radio.
It's Ty and Cody on Purpose. WBND Radio.
We're doing marriage unfiltered. Ty and Cody Show.
WBNDRadio.com.
Catch us every Monday at 8:30 p.m.
Live purposefully.
Love purposefully on Ty and
Cody on Purpose.
Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning.
Hello, family. Happy Monday.
I thought you was about to say Happy Mother's Day for a second. I was about to say, wait a minute. It ain't Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. What's going on, family?
Y'all
Ty
have no
and Cody.
faith in me.
We do. We love you. We got faith in you. Ty and Cody on Purpose, family. We are live back on the air this Monday, the 26th. Yeah. I was almost there. I was close. Monday the 26th, live on the air on your radio, WBNDradio.com. And for those who are tuned in via Facebook Live on the Ty and Cody on Purpose Show on our page, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for liking the page. And most importantly, thank y'all for sharing, because I know you all have already started to share our live video feed on Facebook. How do I know? Because I know our family. I know our listeners.
That's
I
right.
know that, sharing is caring. And you all tune in each and every week, Mondays, to support Ty and Cody on Purpose Show, to listen and to call in and to interact with us live on the air. And for those who actually listen via YouTube or watch via YouTube or listen via WBNDradio.com, the site, or even our Tune In family. We cannot forget about our Tune In family, as they are our day ones. They've been with us from day one.
From the very beginning.
So we got to show love to Tune In our WBND radio listeners. But I found this pretty interesting, because we get quite a bit of people who do listen to the show and that we have no clue that they're actually listening.
Right.
And they go,
what up?
Right. And they go, well, hey, we saw your show. So do people still listen to, has everything gone so social media now that people don't actually listen to radio or?
Absolutely. It's digital. It's the digital world. So, and what it is that they want the content commercial free is the key. So they don't want to hear a whole bunch of hoopla. They want to hear their content unfiltered, straight up, and I want to go to work.
Gotcha. I guess you're right, because there are times where I do during the day. There's a station or show that I listen to that if I really wanted to, I can probably tune into tunein.com and listen to their show and hear the commercials, hear the music. But I literally wait until 10 o'clock so that way somebody has already edited out all the music, because I really don't care for the music anyway. All the music, and all I hear is the conversation part of the show.
That's the key.
It's narrowed down to about an hour. And I think that's pretty cool.
So, babe, it sounds similar to how we've done our TV. We got rid of, one of the providers, and now we just do
Digital
streaming.
TV.
Yes.
Digital TV.
Yes.
So that's binge, right? Where you binge and forget the commercials and go straight through.
You can do it that way, or you do the streaming services like PlayStation View or Sling or DirecTV Now and YouTube, and a bunch of other ones have services now.
Streaming services.
Yeah. So definitely got to give a shout out to everybody who is streaming, who is tuned in with us. I see Our good buddy Leon is in. Juanita is in. I see Tamara is in. I see everybody's in. They are following us online. Go follow us on social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter. We are out there. The Ty and Cody on Purpose Show is out there. So go ahead and follow us on social. Yes, like. Don't even just hit the like. Hit the share. Please hit the share. Share with your friends. Share with your family. Share with everybody in between.
We got a good topic tonight.
Yes, we are talking about being newlywed. We have some special guests who will be calling in from us, for us from the DMV area, my hometown area. They will be calling in. Actually, someone that I actually know personally. So I feel kind of invested in this show.
Excited.
I feel somewhat invested
You're always
in this show.
invested.
Yeah, so and they're actually newlyweds, and everything we're going to talk about today, including my joke of the week, is newlywed based in I'm doing what? Everybody likes my joke of the week. Mr. Entertainment.
He's back, y'all.
Yes, I am back.
In full force.
Exactly. As always, we accept your phone calls because we love to hear you live. 803-692-6370 is the number here in the studio. We love to hear your comments. We love to hear your stories. We love for you to be a part of the Ty and Cody on Purpose family and show. So feel free to call in at any point in time because we love to hear from you. But let's get it cracking because y'all know we get short on time and we get to talking after a while. So let's start with our marriage joke of the week. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Ready, Cody? Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. Marriage joke of the week. I noticed that when I find these last minute that they usually are funnier. So let's see how this goes. Again, people, I don't make these jokes up. I just find them funny. Here we go. A newlywed couple moves into their new house. One day, the husband comes home from work and his wife says, "Honey, in the upstairs bathroom, one of the pipes is leaking. Can you fix it?" The husband says, "What do I look like, a plumber?" A few days goes by. He comes home from work and his wife says, "Honey, the car won't start. I think I need a new battery. Can you change it for me?" He says, "What do I look like, Mr. Goodwrench?" Another few days goes by and it's raining pretty hard. The wife finds a leak in the roof. She says, "Honey, there's a leak on the roof. Can you please fix it?" He says, "What do I look like, Bob Vila?" The next day, the husband comes home and the roof is fixed. So is the plumbing. So is the car. He asks his wife, "What happened?" "Oh, I had a handyman come and fix them," she says. "Great. How much is that going to cost me?" he snarls. Wife says, "Nothing." He says he'd do it for free if I either baked them a cake or slept with them. Well, what kind of cake did you make them?" asks the husband. "What do I look like, Betty Crocker?" says the wife. Mr. Entertainment caught it immediately and he laughed.
I love
and
it.
He thought it was funny.
I caught it. I just didn't like it.
On the immediate, he thought it was funny. You said you didn't like it. I figured you would have liked something like that, considering the fact that it was more of a wife joke than it was a husband joke. No, Cody. See how I get. My jokes are funny. I don't make them up, but the jokes are funny.
But you pick them.
Yes, because that one was actually funny. You know what? Forget you, Cody. Forget you, Cody.
He's back, guys.
Mr. Entertainment says I'm back. Yes. He says ring the bell. Ding. I don't have the bell, but ring the bell. Yes, we're going to ring the bell. Forget you, Cody. My listeners who love Ty, a part of the Ty.
I ain't see nobody chime in to say they like that.
That's all right. They getting there. It's a little slow. You know how sometimes social media has been a little delayed.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Forget you. For those who have not joined that Purpose for Life Marriage Text Club, y'all, join the text club. Very simple, absolutely free for everybody who joins the text club. All it is we send an inspirational message or inspirational quote just to help you, keep you encouraged and empowered throughout your day in regards to your marriage. I'm not trying to take any credit or any glory or anything like that for them, but I will say we get quite a few people who actually say they really enjoy the text club and that it really does a lot for them in their marriage. Whether it's something that they've been personally convicted on, they know that they need to do better in, or something that they should be doing or doing in general with their spouse, and it just gives them ideas on how to actually make their day better with their spouse. And I will say, I think my post for tomorrow, I've already written it, has something to do about, or was it today? Has something to do about making, taking advantage of each and every day and each and every opportunity with your spouse, and making it better throughout your day. So yes, go ahead and sign up for the Purpose for Life Marriage Text Club. Very simple to do. All you have to do is text the letters APLMC. Again, that's a Purpose for Life Marriage Coaching. APLMC to the number 81680. You will get a confirmation, and bing, bada boom, you are in there like swimwear. So go ahead and join the Purpose for Life Marriage Text Club today, absolutely free, and I guarantee it will be a blessing to you and your spouse.
Put a spark in your marriage.
Exactly.
Especially good tips. Who don't want a good tip?
For free?
Listen.
Yeah.
You better get them tips while you can.
Use never knows. So let's move on to our national days. So I got a couple that I found interesting that we've already passed. So I'll start there. For instance, National Selfie Day, which I found pretty interesting. That was on the 21st. But people take selfies all day, every day anyway.
Say, isn't that like every day?
Right. But it was actually funny because there were some people who I know who usually don't take selfies, specifically guys, because guys aren't the selfie-ish type people. Well, some I know are.
I was going to say,
some I know are. Look at Mr. Entertainment.
They don't even look right. I can't even do that.
Some people it don't. But it was National Selfie Day, and I just thought that was pretty interesting. That was on the 21st. And then, of course, as most people know, it's been hot as Hades in the United States. So the first day of summer was actually on the 21st as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. It was funny because our daughter, I took her to get some stuff for camp about a week ago, and she was like, well, isn't the first day of summer? No, she told me the first day of summer is on the 26th. And I said, no, it's not. It's the 22nd. She says, no, it's on the 26th. I said, no, it's on the 22nd. How about we Google it?
Hot.
And we was wrong. It was on the 21st.
Wow.
And it's hot regardless. It's I don't know about wherever you all are, but here in the Carolinas, it's been hot, but we've got a good dose of rain. And so if I hear anybody talk about a drought this year, I promise you I'm going to throw something at somebody for talking about a drought, because we've been getting our good healthy dose of rain. But it's also today actually is National Beautician's Day. So give a shout out to all the people that keep us looking good. Mr. Entertainment, you got a beautician?
Yeah, I actually went to and got my beard groomed up. I don't know if y'all saw it. I had the whole Abraham Lincoln look.
Gotcha.
So I had it groomed up, a little trim. It's grew back now though, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I tipped him.
Nice.
Because people always. I took my mother last week when she was here. For those who missed the show, my mother was on the show a week ago, and we, were talking about marrying your parents. But I took her to the barbershop.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I took her to the barbershop, and that was her question. Was I supposed to tip him, or did I tip him enough? I was like, yeah, you're supposed to tip him.
I think the prices are pretty reasonable.
Well, no.
I mean, they've went up since.
They've gone
back
up.
in the day.
You used to be able to get a haircut for like $5.
Yeah, $5.
Now I take my boys to get a haircut, and it's like $10, $15 a head.
$5.
Back in the day, yeah.
But that's a skill. That's a gift, really.
But, right. And I'm not complaining about that, but I'm just saying, back in the day, it used to be $5 to $10.
Yeah. Well, the boys were smaller then, too.
No,
smaller
I'm talking
heads.
about for myself. When I used to go back in the day,
it
used to be $5 or $10. You can get
and
your
if you wanted to part, it was like an extra $1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now a regular haircut is like $15 a head, whether you a child or a grown adult.
And if you add that up, that's pretty good money per hour.
Man, yeah, because I got 3 boys
out.
I got 3 boys, so you just got $45 off me.
But I like what Cody said though, Ty. I didn't realize that they're actually like entrepreneurs. Like
yeah,
most definitely.
And usually anyone that works for themselves, minimum is about $25 an hour. So that's on a low.
Right.
So
exactly.
So yeah, gotta give them their props. I give our props to the young lady that does our hair, Miss Tia Hamilton. She does a fine job on our hair.
Yes.
Now, I can tell you, I need to get my hair done like yesterday because I went swimming a week ago for our daughter's birthday, and so my hair looks a mess. But
we'll be calling you, Tia.
She does a heck of a job. So if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina, she does a heck of a job on braids and locks and a few other things. So hit up Tia. She's doing pretty good. Hit me up and I'll give you your information.
Tamara trying to get her shout out. She's trying to be a sponsor. Listen.
Hey, go ahead and be a sponsor. sponsor. I don't mind. Wait, we have no problem. We do sponsorships all the time.
You better be a sponsor, Tamara. You better call the show. Get
Exactly. 803-692-6370. Matter of fact, if you look behind me, you'll see that Ty and Cody have a big banner for those who are watching on Facebook. Guess whose work that was? Tamara's.
Wow.
Yes.
See?
Thank you.
Exactly.
That's nice.
If you look, that's Tamara's handiwork
Nice.
with the logos and even the banner behind Cody. That's Tamara's work. So got to give a shout out to her, as we love the work that she does as well. But on Thursday, it's National Bomb Pop Day, y'all.
Who?
I like that.
National Bomb. But you ever been to the ice cream truck? You get the bomb pop with the red, the yellow, and the blue.
Those are the
The bomb
best.
Man.
Please tell me you have had a bomb pop
You haven't
in
had
your
a bomb
life.
pop before, for real? Are you serious?
It's a popsicle.
Yeah. And it's like blueberry, lemon, and cherry.
Oh, I thought those was like Jamaican ices or something.
No, the bomb pop on the stick for the ice cream
Dude, I didn't know
truck.
what that was, dude.
Man,
Jamaican
yeah.
colors are red, black, and green.
I'm just telling you what I thought.
Actually yellow, black, and green.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
An African color, but yellow, black, and green. But yeah, the bomb pop.
That go hard.
Bomb pop. And it's funny because the ice cream truck, like I said, the first day of summer was the 21st.
Yeah.
And now you realize you hear the ice cream truck rolling up and down the streets now.
So they're back now.
They are back.
Because I remember we used to get the caramel apples and the nuts
From the ice cream truck?
back in the day. See,
Okay.
Ty, things
I'm
changed,
thinking
bro.
Mr. Tasty, that ice cream truck, you get the ice cream on the cone and everything.
Man, they had the upgrade truck because it looked like the big old the ones that carry the rags and all that. They had that big truck. Then they had caramel apples,
Okay.
cotton candy. Like it was like a carnival on a truck.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we
Y'all
used to
remember-
have those. We had those in the Midwest.
God,
See?
well, see, my father used to work on an ice cream truck, so I used to ride on an ice cream truck with the man, and we did candy.
I
we
did
ice
too.
Cream, we did, yeah. My father used to run the ice cream truck, So back in Maryland, PG County, he was the ice cream truck dude in our neighborhood. We had a candy lady who was on our street, and then we had my father who was the ice cream truck guy. So yes, I had bomb pops all day. But my favorite was still strawberry shortcake. I love strawberry shortcakes. We have National Handshake Day. It's also this Thursday.
Man, you better put National Sanitizer Day on.
I won't be participating in that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't blame you in this. And again, for those who actually follow me personally on social media, y'all know one of my pet peeves, I posted this last week, are people who do not wash their hands when they come out of the bathroom. Yes. And so what do you do in that situation in case you meet somebody for the first time? No, but you meet somebody for the first time, i.e. an executive or a partner or, whoever it is, and they go to introduce themselves and shake their hands, but you're reluctant because you don't know whether they just washed their hand or not. Or you saw them earlier and you know that they didn't wash their hand.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, you pull your hand back. Because I always do the fist. So
You do the fist?
Yeah,
Okay.
or the elbow. That's my new thing.
Or
So
I
if I
always
do
make the
that,
excuse and say I'm not feeling well.
yeah, you don't want this.
Because I'm like, I don't want to be rude, not kind of, but at the same time, I'm just like, that's just nasty. I
See, I'm
can't
not gonna
stand
be
people who
ratchet
don't
tonight.
wash their hands when they come out the bathroom.
Oh gosh. Okay.
But it's National Handshake Day on Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the day after that is National Social Media Day.
Listen,
National Social Media Day, when social media is used every day.
they need to take a break from social media. Listen,
That's what it
leads me
should
to my
be.
next question.
National Take a Break from Social Media.
Is there such a thing as an addiction to social media?
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
It really is. I'm gonna tell you how you know if you're addicted.
Okay.
You know you're addicted if you put your phone down and all of a sudden you get an urge and your thumbs just start moving without opening the app. That means you're addicted.
If your thumb, so that doesn't mean you're fidgety. It just means you're
No,
addicted?
that means you subconsciously think you can't do without it, but yet you have to be doing something as if you're on social media. Just trust me. Come out of your app, lay your phone down, and see what happens. You're gonna end up picking it up and just start doing this as if you get ready to do something.
As if you're actually on it, but you're not.
Correct. That's how you know you're addicted. Just saying.
Any other signs? Any other signs that you could think of?
That's the main one I can think of.
The people who can't put their phone down for more than 5 minutes in a conversation. Like you and I are having a conversation, and I have to go look at my phone to see what's going on as far as a text message or as far as a something on Facebook or the chimes and alerts and so forth. There are restaurants. I haven't been to one. There are restaurants that have it where you put your phones in a basket, so you can't, and so they force you to kind of talk to one another. Or I've heard people who actually go to a restaurant and everybody puts their phone down in the pile, and the first person to grab their phone is the person who pays for the bill.
Love it.
Nice. So this whole basket scenario, is the basket near your table, or is it
they don't. It's kind of like a coat check type thing. So they don't, they lock it up.
I would be concerned that somebody gonna walk away with my device. Yeah.
Well, then the restaurant would be held liable for.
Oh, they tag it. They tag it. To your table number or whatever.
Yeah. So if your phone's not there, guess what? Who's paying for that phone? The restaurant.
Paying for my meal and my phone.
Exactly.
I want an iPhone 7 too.
You go off and start flipping stuff. I want my phone and my meal paid for. No. Okay. It was. Oh, I see Tia joined us online. Tia, we gave you a shout out for doing our hair. Yay! I'm sorry, I just had to get that shout out again.
Yep, but I told her.
Yeah, he told her. Yes. So we have a great show today. Again, we have a special guest calling in because we're talking about being newlywed. Now, this particular couple that calls in has a great story that I can't wait for them to share with you all and with us going forward, because they have a heck of a story. But I was doing some I don't say research, but I was doing some interesting, some looking, and found some interesting stuff when it comes to getting married. And there were some weird wedding facts that I actually found that were pretty interesting on a site called hitch.com.uk. Did you know, this, I don't know if this is something in the UK or not, but it is, rumor has it, if a groom does not turn up to the wedding, he basically leaves the wife or the fiance to be, or to be the wife to be at the altar. It is the best man's responsibility to take over and marry the bride.
Wait, what?
Yes. Rumor has it, if the groom doesn't turn up for his own wedding, it is the best man's responsibility to take over and marry the bride.
And is that a Europe?
What kind of culture? Shenanigans is this? It doesn't actually say. It does not actually say, but that is pretty interesting. What would you like for your best man to have stepped in and say, "Hey,
listen, it's a bailout plan, and you signed up for it. Like, you can't be in the wedding without knowing you signed up for that."
I would think that's something that you would have to know ahead of time.
And then as the best man, it's like, dang, I'm going to put him in a box.
Exactly.
The to-be wife would have to know too, so that she can guarantee that the best man looks good and he has a great paying job.
Oh my. This is wrong every way you look at it.
It is.
Hey, I'm just saying, if you're going to leave me, at the altar, I need to have a come up.
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
Very.
I think we all may know this one. Out of all the different destination weddings you have to choose from, Las Vegas is the most popular with over 100,000 weddings there every year. Can you guess what the second one is? With 25,000 each year, can you guess the second destination wedding? 25,000 each year. Wedding.
Destination wedding.
Destination
cruise.
Wedding. No.
Oh.
But you're close though.
Hawaii.
Caribbean.
Hawaii. It is Hawaii.
Wow.
I'm good.
People get married
probably
in
wanted to get married in Hawaii.
Exactly.
Just never told me that.
I did.
But you've been to Hawaii before.
I have. It's gorgeous, beautiful, expensive because it's an island, and everything that is imported costs more. Mm-hmm. Like, $10 for a gallon of milk. Yeah. But
wow, how long did you stay?
About a week.
And you did the whole culture thing, the luau and all that?
Yeah, that was fun.
Wow. Okay, that's what's up.
I haven't been. I want to.
That's my dream trip.
That's your dream trip?
Yeah.
Mine is Bora Bora.
Bora Bora.
Yeah.
It's a nice, pretty island out in Tahiti. I realize Tahiti is a group of islands, and Bora Bora is one of them. That's my dream trip.
Nice.
Just want to go out there and enjoy that out there. Last one. The Guinness Book of World Records for the largest wedding in a prison is currently held by Corinna Karandura prison, where 120 inmates married their fiancés in 2000.
Nice.
They allowed 120 inmates
and
to
where
actually.
Where is this prison?
The name of it is Karandiru.
I'm sorry, babe. I didn't mean it.
Karandiru, Carandiru prison. They allowed 120. Yeah, that's 120 inmates to actually marry there.
I'm hoping they had conjugal visits too.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool when inmates can get married.
Yeah.
That's.
But like she said, what about the conjugal visits?
That's where you get the little room or whatever.
I'm
right?
sorry, that has to be a requirement because otherwise, why are you getting married?
But they take away because
it's the love.
There may not even be love. I think isn't it for just the social aspect? The.
I mean, you could type.
Having someone to talk to.
You can have a pen pal without getting married.
Anybody, yeah, it's love, dude.
It's love.
Like we just had a lady on our show last week. And basically, she talked about how she was married to an inmate, and he spent a lot of time in there. And when he got out, he ended up leaving her, and she was devastated.
She waited until he got out.
Absolutely, they were really like into it and everything. And when he got out, he pieced out, and she was devastated. She got her life back together, thank God, and got back on her feet. But
so was it just something to do for him?
I'm just saying. Listen,
it was just. So it was just something to do, something to keep him.
Everything is a risk, unfortunately.
It is
because you don't know the mental state of an inmate, what their thought is. It's like 1 minute he may think, I'm feeling something. Next minute, something else comes along. You just don't know, because when you're locked up, your mind goes
elsewhere.
Yeah,
that is pretty interesting. Okay, so let's get this going. I think we have a caller on the line. Caller, thank you for calling the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. Caller, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Caller, turn your radio down.
I'm sorry.
Hi, this is Jamia Furbush.
Yes. Hey,
welcome.
And I'm sorry we cut off the second person who was speaking.
Peter Smith.
Mr. Peter Smith and Jamia Furbush. You all have called right on time. You all are a special guest for our show today. Thank you for calling in to the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. We are about to have a great conversation. We ask that everyone just hold on for 1 second while as we usually do, we take our break around this time, and we will be right back with Being Newlywed with Mr. Peter Smith and Miss Jamia Furbush, y'all. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back at you. Jamia and Peter, hello there. How are you all?
Good, and you?
Doing
wonderful.
Doing well. Thank y'all for calling in. We are excited to have y'all on the show. Jamia, long time no talk to. I haven't seen or heard from you in years. Exactly. Okay, see, I wasn't going to say that because I didn't want you to be embarrassed, but Jamia, when she was growing up as a little girl, she used to have a big 5 head.
You talk.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day? Fine. How was your day? Fine. Do you want to go to a movie? I'm good.
Does this look like your marriage? Does your marriage feel strained?
Do you feel like your marriage is slipping away? Is your communication not effective?
Reboot your marriage with the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, where we're here to help guide and give you the tools you need to make your marriage healthy and successful.
Visit us at aplmcoaching.com.
Or you may contact us via email at coach@aplmcoaching.com or give us a call at 888-466-6104. Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Because your marriage matters.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now.
Remix.
Mm-hmm.
Remixing again. There we go.
It's Ty and Cody on purpose.
Ty and Cody Show. WBND Radio.
It's Ty and Cody on purpose. WBND Radio.
We're doing marriage. Ty and Cody Show.
WBNDradio.com.
Catch us every Monday.
Remix again.
Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Good morning,
Welcome
Vietnam.
back.
Yo, I'm sorry. That was hilarious. This is the second time y'all had me laughing before I came back from break because we had some technical difficulties, y'all. So we apologize if you actually heard what was going on. We was in here remixing Ty and Cody on Purpose Show theme song. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being with us today. Ty and Cody on Purpose right back here on your radio on WBNDradio.com. And Facebook Live for those who are listening and watching us on Facebook.
What up, peoples?
Yes, what up? We want to hear from you all. We want to see your comments. But before we go any further, we are talking about being newlywed today. So we, as y'all heard earlier, I had newlywed joke of the day. Cody didn't find it funny. This entertainment did.
I did.
But I found it funny as well. And everything that we were talking about earlier had to do with newlyweds. And so because of that, we actually have our special guest on the line who you all heard right before we went to break, gave us a call, and we are excited to talk to them.
Yes, we are.
We have Mr. Peter Smith and Miss Jamia Furbush online with us today.
Welcome.
Welcome. We need a round of applause soundtracking this piece. Yes. How's it going, Peter and Jamia?
Oh, we're doing really well.
Going good, going good. How are you?
Good. So,
Good
for those,
having us.
thank y'all for accepting the invitation and coming on the show. So, for those who are on Facebook, y'all heard a little bit of funny background story about me and Jamia. I'm not going to repeat it because Cody's looking at me with the evil eye already because she doesn't want me to embarrass anybody. But I will say, Jamia and I go way back. Like, we grew up in church together. We go way back. Like, I know her mama, I know her brother, and I know her family, her cousins, and all them other peoples. And so, it's been pretty cool to see Jamia grow from a little girl to a grown lady now. You know, it's interesting. We were talking about social media earlier, and it's interesting how you can keep up with people via social media that you lose touch with, that you used to see maybe face to face on a daily basis, things like that. And I was late to the social media game. So when I got to social media, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on social media almost every day, not all day, but almost every day now. And so I get to keep up with people like Jamia and a few other people from church way back home, in the DMV and so on and so forth. And I think it's pretty cool that we get to do that. But welcome. So Jamia and Peter, you all are newlyweds, correct?
Yes, we got married April 12th in St. Thomas. I heard you talking about the destination weddings.
Yeah.
Wow, that must have been beautiful.
That's part of those islands. We went to St. Croix. So there's St. Thomas, St. Croix, and St. Martin. Those are like some beautiful islands. Cody wants to retire and live in St. Croix. Is that like a place that y'all can see yourselves like living like in one of those islands like that?
I don't know that I could live there, but I may get a vacation home.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely myself living there.
Yeah.
That is what's up. So, I have been bragging about you all for at least a week and a half to 2 weeks.
Yes, he has.
And the reason being is not because I know Jamia, but it is because I follow Jamia on Facebook, and I had an opportunity to see when Jamia got engaged. I had an opportunity to
The
see,
process,
you know,
yeah.
right, the process and everything. And although I don't personally know Peter, I never had an opportunity to meet him face to face or anything like that. I feel like I kind of know him. But then I also had an opportunity to see their process as they went through until they got married. But y'all have the most interesting wedding story ever, in my opinion. Do you mind sharing with our audience your wedding story?
I'll tell the wedding story, and I do want to give Peter highlights. He proposed on his birthday, actually, last year on June 10th. Peter. So he the day and made it about me, even though it's about him. So he's a sweetheart.
Wow.
But, yeah, we were headed to catch the flight, BWI, that Sunday, and the flight was leaving at 7. And we overslept. Both of us did. We were supposed to have 2 alarms set. There was only one, unfortunately. So we get up at 5:25. At that point, we're like, let's try it anyway. So we get to the airport, and at that point, we're like, maybe we can still make it, you know, still going for it. And they say, oh, the flight's closed. It's too late to check your bags. So we're standing there in disbelief that we just missed the flight to get on the cruise ship, which was leaving that same day. And they wanted you on the cruise ship no later than 2:30. So we're standing there. We're like, maybe we can get on another flight. And time's ticking. We're standing there. They're searching. Several other airlines had canceled several flights. There was a backup from a storm that had come through that week. So no flights were leaving out from that airport that would get us there in time. So then they find where I'm leaving from DCA. So we end up driving from BWI to DCA, get to DCA, same issue. It was too late to check in our bags.
Wow.
So then they put us on standby twice, actually. And when they sent us to DCA, actually one of us had a ticket, the other was on standby.
Wow.
And we got there to DCA again, couldn't get on. We sat there, couldn't get on again. Then we're like, okay, we'll just drive. But by that point, we realized our bags were already on the plane to Fort Lauderdale, so we had to go and drive, and we wanted to rent a car. No cars were available from BWI. We drove back to BWI at that point, because Peter owns a home in Baltimore. I have one here in Waldorf. So we drove back out there. We're going to rent a car. No cars were available for one-way travel because a number of people were trying to do the same thing that we were doing. So at that point, we're like, okay, I guess we'll drive, our personal vehicle. So we head back to the house, freshen up a little bit, and we're like, okay, we get to Fort Lauderdale, get our bags. We still need to catch up with the cruise ship. So we ended up leaving, what was it, about 5:30? Okay, it was about 6:30 that evening. So we drove 18 hours to Fort Lauderdale.
Good night.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
So we drove through the night, and Peter was a trooper, because normally after 2 hours of driving, he's like, yeah, I'm done with this.
I'm with Peter.
So we swapped, along the way, took little cat naps at rest stops to put the sun visor in the window just to get a little privacy, and we kept going and drove throughout the night, and we get all the way to Fort Lauderdale eventually that next day, and had plenty of laughs along the way, and get there and go to the counter after we had told them we were coming, since our bags were, there, and they couldn't ship them to an international port because the next port was Dominican Republic. And we went to baggage claim and get there and tell them we're there to get our bags, and they say, oh, your bags were sent back to DCA this morning. And we're standing there again in disbelief.
Wait. So you're already in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where your bags were supposed to be. If you've driven 18 plus hours, you finally get to the Fort Lauderdale airport for them to tell you that your bags were back in DC?
Yes, that morning they sent them back, and they admitted that the supervisor who sent them back was not supposed to. She felt that there were too many bags in the baggage area, so she just started sending bags back.
Oh my
She's fired.
gosh. Was your wedding dress in those bags?
Yes, my dress, his suit, the rings actually were in there. It's just something we normally wouldn't have done, but we did. So, yeah, everything was in there. And at that point, we're just like, what in the world? And the reason we drove to Fort Lauderdale is because they said they could not send the bags from a domestic airport to an international airport unaccompanied. So we're standing there, and I tell them the whole story of the journey we had taken, by that point. And thankfully, they were able to call one of the regional managers and tell them everything, and they were able to track down our bags. So our bags went from Fort Lauderdale to D.C. to New York, up to Boston, and then down to Dominican Republic. So by the time we got the bags, they had plenty of tags on them. But we still had to get to Dominican Republic. So we found another flight, which was interesting because we were in Fort Lauderdale. The layover was in Canada, 9-hour layover in Canada. And we went from down to Dominican Republic. So we slept in the airport. We got to get a stamp on our passports in Canada, bought a little magnet and everything. By that point, we were, not the freshest couple walking around, but we were on a mission the whole time, and we, just kind of went along with it. Like I said, slept in the airport. They had some little cocoon areas for people to rest in, thankfully, so we did do that. And finally, got on our flight because the airport was closed the time that we got there. We couldn't even go through security checkpoint, so we kind of took naps at a table. In the middle
you
of the
guys
airport.
must be saved, sanctified, and Holy Ghost filled, because that's a lot of patience.
Determination.
When did disgruntled sit in?
We were on a mission.
When did disgruntled sit in?
Say that again?
I said, when did disgruntledness get in, or did you ever get discouraged or disgruntled?
When I realized that we had missed our flight and there was not one that was going to get us on the cruise ship in time, I didn't get upset, but I was just in a place of disbelief, and just at that point some tears did flow.
I was going to say, did you cry? Because
it sounds like it. She
no,
sounds
she
like,
doesn't.
you know what, I'm just going to go along with the flow.
I would have been in tears and probably yelling at Ty.
The shuttle going to the car. At that point, I'm like just sitting there, like, I cannot believe we missed this flight. I can't believe we're going to miss the cruise ship. And I'm sitting there, and that's when the tears start rolling, and he's looking over at me, and rubbing my back, and it's like, it's going to be all right. We're going to get on the cruise ship. We're going to get on the cruise ship. At that point, like I said, we both overslept, so it wasn't even, because some people have asked, well, whose fault was it? And it's easy to say, he didn't or she didn't do this part, but I said, you know what, we both overslept, we were both tired. But yeah, there were some tears, but plenty of optimism, and we laughed because we didn't argue one time. When we were going through the whole thing.
And that's 18 hours in the car. Y'all didn't argue? Not one bit?
No, not one bit. We did not argue at all, which is funny because, like any other couple, we have our disagreements, but we were on a mission to get on that cruise ship. We didn't tell anyone when we were going through it. We, like I said, had the layover in Canada, and during that whole time, I'm still texting family and friends. No one's thinking about, I guess, the fact that, she may not
supposed to be on the ship. Why in the world is she texting? Right. Why in the world is she texting? She's supposed to be on the ship.
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't say anything. I said, if they don't ask, I'm not telling. So we were just going on about, things as normal. But, we're in Canada, finally get on the cruise ship. on the plane, and get to Dominican Republic. And they gave us, a number to track our bags and everything. And we get to Dominican Republic, and we're standing there, and the representative, he's like, "You're Jamia and you're Peter." And I was like, "Thank you, Jesus." He said, "Here are your bags." And, at that point, we were still cutting it close because the cruise ship was taking leaving at at 2:30, I believe, 2:30 or 3, and our flight landed at 1:10. Wow. And it was still another maybe like 40-minute ride to the airport. So we got the bags finally, and then the cab driver, we told him like we really need to get to the port to get on the cruise ship.
Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting to hear about the perks. Like I'm listening. I'm waiting to hear about all the stuff they gave you guys. I'm just waiting.
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah. We once we got on the ship, it was funny. They did give us celebrity status because they had to come pick us up and take us to the front without baggage and everything. And a few people asked, "Are you all the entertainment?" And I said, "Yeah, we're getting married." And they're like, "Oh, y'all missed." And I was like, "Yeah, we did, but it's okay." I said, "We are here." And we missed 2 days at sea, but once we got on there, everything was perfect. The room was set up the way it was supposed to be. They knew we were coming. They gave us some freebies on the cruise ship, which they weren't even at fault for anything as far as the baggage, but they knew what we went through to get on, onto the cruise ship. But yeah, that specific airline, I took names of everyone that assisted us because, the whole domestic to international airport, like I said, it wasn't something that was done, but God placed it so that they could do that, and we were appreciative of that. One young lady gave me her cell phone number and actually called and said, "Hey, when you get to DCA, tell them about this flight because they may not mention it to you." That was a blessing for sure. And the fact that my dress, his tux, our rings, all of that stuff was intact when we got there. It was definitely like a breath of fresh air to finally have the bags in our possession. But yeah, they did give us a credit as far as the airline.
Man, they would have had to give more than a credit because I would have truly showed my colors. I'd have probably went off.
There were a few times where I just had to stand there and breathe and, remain calm, which I'm typically calm anyway, but my buttons have been pushed a number of times already. So like I said, I got names of everyone that did help us, and I made sure that they got, kudos for the, extra mile that they took. But no one would disclose the name of that supervisor that decided to send the bags back.
I'm sure they wouldn't.
But, I guess they figured, she's going to, make sure she's talked to by someone. But, overall, I mean, it's not the ideal situation of trying to get on a ship and get married, but the ceremony was great. It wasn't impacted at all, and we actually had a hilarious story for our family when we had our little lunch reception because, like I said, none of them knew what was going on. So they're like, "Oh, so how's the cruise so far?" We're like, "Oh, it's great. We just got on yesterday." And everyone just stops and looks at us like, "What?" So that's when we tell the whole adventure of everything, but we, made the best of it. We got our refund from the flight back because we also had to drive back
you had to drive back.
DC.
Yeah, because you had the car.
Wow.
So, Peter,
we were calm with it. Like I said, in the beginning, it was just shock and disbelief. And then while we were driving along, we were cracking jokes on each other, of just kind of reenacting how that morning went. So I'm kind of like, all right, in my mind, I'm like, let's move. But it wasn't that easy to just move when you haven't put the bags in the car. You have to move the car around. And so it was a little more to it, getting out the door. So we were just laughing about that. And, just little mishaps along the way of, like, we finally get to the airport, and then one of us realizes that we don't have our passport in hand.
Oh, no.
So we're praying that it's actually in the car, which thankfully it was. So we had to get back on the shuttle to go get that. But,
wow.
Overall, people would hear it, and they're thinking, like, oh, my gosh, I don't know if I would have gotten married, but...
Yeah, that was my question.
It didn't even pass my mind.
That was my question to Peter. So, like, Peter, at any point in time, do you think, like, maybe this is just a bad idea? Maybe, this isn't meant for us to do this time or this day.
Some people could have taken
like
that as, okay, this is a sign. I'm not supposed to do this.
Did that at any point in time cross your mind, Peter?
No, it didn't cross my mind. I was on a mission. My focus was consoling Jamia and, reassuring her that we were going to do this. So that was kind of where my focus was. It was never a point, even when we were on a shuttle and she was shedding tears, there was never a point where I felt like, oh, well, maybe this is a sign. Yeah, that didn't even cross my mind one bit.
That's
so we were
wonderful.
We were on a mission. Even an 18-hour drive from Baltimore to Fort Lauderdale didn't feel like 18 hours. I mean, it was almost like an adrenaline rush. We were just rolling, and and we didn't have one argument that entire 18-hour drive. I think we slept for probably about 2 hours out of the 18 hours. And we just made the best of it. I kind of feel like that kind of showed the strength that we have at the beginning of the marriage, and how it also shows that we can handle anything. And I think at that point we realized, yep, we're that couple. We're going to do this, and and I love her dearly. And when she became my wife on the 12th, it was the best day of my life.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow. Congratulations that you made it through.
Thank you.
Because most people would have quit.
So yeah, I can see why people would say that.
So I mean, at any point in time, do you think, okay, we can only go up from here? Like, we've gone through hell and back just to get married? And did you just say, look, Peter, look, Jamia, we can only go up from here? Like, it can't get any worse than this or anything like that.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I mean, and I know Jamia felt the same way. I mean, we're on the same page when it comes to a lot of things, even our career paths. So, we just looked at it as, wow, we're a power couple,
That's right.
And we've defined ourselves at that point before we were even engaged. And it's just been a testimony that we are, and every obstacle that we get, we just take it for what it is and just keep moving.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we've had challenges like any other couple. Even just another hilarious story. Even yesterday, we're riding out to Cumberland to ride our bikes, and we're on the highway, and next thing you know, you hear a thump, and we look back, and the bikes are not on the car.
Oh no!
Well, then we realized the bikes were still on the car. They were just dragging behind. So that was a moment where I was like, there's no reason to argue. No. I was upset, and I acknowledged it, and he was upset too. But it's just like I said, I think back to the thing we did as far as up to the point of getting married. It's like you look at stuff and it's like, okay, it's not even worth getting upset over, really. Right. We laughed at that too, as far as yesterday with the bikes, and everything's going to be fine with those anyway. But I just look at it as adventures. I said we're going to start documenting each little.
Yes.
You have a book.
I would document that baggage.
Yeah. I mean, because it's good that I honestly think it's good that you go through these things and that you did not quit, because like you said, it sets the tone of what you all are able to handle moving forward in your marriage. I honestly feel like if you don't go through things, then you don't have as tight of a bond as if you were to go through things.
The preparation, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like if you were to, that whole situation of determination of, we have to get on this ship, we have to get married, we have to go drive 18 hours, such and such, so on and so forth. That's something that brought you all together, that probably a closeness that you might not have had prior to.
And there's also another critical skill that I heard you say that I think every married couple needs to pay attention to, or those who are about to become married. As you were going through that challenging time, not once did you share that with outside family.
That was a test.
That's key.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You kept that between you and your mate to weather the storm together. And then once you were out of the storm, you were able to share it, but from a more probably comic relief point of view, right? That is very critical as you march forward. I'm pretty sure you already know this, but keep that same method going, because that's going to help your marriage in the long run as well.
Keep out your business. Yeah, you was on it.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
So I know that you both are believers, and so with going through that whole situation and everything, is that something you all look to God, at one point and say either why or thank you, for any of this?
Actually, I looked at it as like well, I believe, everything happens for a reason. And that road trip, impromptu road trip, as I call it, like, we really did bond a lot when we were riding along. It was really funny. And I just saw another side of him that I hadn't seen much of, especially with the driving. Like, he was he was on a mission, and I was like, wow, okay. So I'm happy, to a degree that we experienced that. And I'm happy the wedding wasn't impacted either, and that we still got on the cruise ship. So, like I said, we missed 2 days at sea, so I feel like, God orchestrated things the way that they were supposed to work out. We didn't lose any money, which is a blessing. Yeah. We got refunded for, the tickets from both airlines that we used, because we used separate airlines going there and, coming back, but refunded by both. Actually, the credit that we got for one of the airlines, we're going to enjoy ourselves in a couple of months out in Orlando, and we won't have to pay for that because we have the credit, from the flight that we couldn't take back. And even on the way back, we got a chance to stay over in Orlando and go to Universal Studios. And, those are pieces that we wouldn't have been able to do if we had gotten right off the cruise ship and, flew right back home. So I look at it like it happened the way it was supposed to, for sure. It was an adventure, for sure.
That's a great outlook. Some of our Facebook watchers are saying many blessings to that couple. And another one quoted Romans 8:28, which I believe states, it will work out for the good of them, for those who love the Lord. So kudos to the both of you.
So at any point in time, either one of you, I know one of the things that we talk about are expectations, and we talk about roles and responsibilities. Going through this whole process, did you feel like it was a responsibility of yours, Peter, to make sure that Jamia was comforted? Or Jamia, did you even look at, because as Cody just said earlier, she'd have looked at me and would have been mad at me for something that I had no absolute control over. Did you feel like there was like a responsibility, or, as a role as a future husband or a future wife, to say, look, Peter, you're supposed to be my protector, my guardian, my I need you to fix this, or Peter, you're looking at her going, Jamia, you're my helpmate. I need you to, walk with me as we, was any of those things at any point in time a thought?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm looked at as the head of the household, so it was my responsibility to make sure that Jamia was okay, it was safe, and that we got to the cruise ship. Because ultimately, if we didn't, my family and her family would have been looking at me like, what happened. So, it's my role to make sure that Jamia is safe, and and that was the mission. The mission was to get us on that ship, and that's what we did. And from time to time, Jamia would tell me that she really saw a different side of me, like a different macho side of me, because it was at the point where I'm protecting her. That's what I'm doing, and that's what that's what I do. At the point of marriage. So I took that lead and made sure that we got where we needed to be. From time to time when she's driving, I fall right to sleep. But for that 18 hours, I don't know what it was. I was on an adrenaline rush, and I just didn't want to see her cry again. And that's why I did what I did.
Wow. Gotcha. Did you all have any type of pre-marriage coaching or counseling or anything like that going into your marriage? And do you think that actually was beneficial to you all during this period and during this time of getting to the altar, per se?
Well, yes, we did meet with someone last year, a pastor, a few times last year, and just even recently, we've been surrounded by married couples in general who've been very candid with us about things, and so I feel like all of that was helpful in us approaching the things that we had to go through, in order to get on the ship. But yeah, we felt that the premarital was helpful for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, because most people usually wait. I've noticed, and as you all know, Cody and I are marriage coaches, and a lot of people that come to us as marriage coaches, they wait until something's wrong in their marriage before they decide to go get help. And we're really trying to really change people's thought process instead of waiting until something is wrong to be proactive. And seek, help or guidance or talk about expectations and roles and situations. Of course, nobody could ever have imagined what you all went through in order to get to the altar. But to talk about situations where, arguments, or talk about, what if this happens? What if that happens earlier on? So that way, when it does actually happen, you're actually prepared for it.
That's right.
And that's why I asked that question, to see, is that something that you all actually did ahead of time, that actually prepared you for this, journey or adventure that you just said that you all went through in order just to get married. That's amazing. We are running short on time, but I have a question for you. One last question for you. As newlyweds, what words or encouragement would you give those who are currently engaged or thinking about marriage, thinking about all that you all have already gone through and just your, 3 or 4 months of being married already? Are there any words of encouragement or thoughts that you would give to newlywed couples or those who are engaged?
Well, something I say all the time, just for he and I, especially since we've been married, is just open mind, open heart. And, I think in my situation, I, was one of the women who, already got an established career, have a home and all of that type of stuff. And, some women can be in that place of still trying to take all of that on and not, transferring some of that to their spouse. So with this whole process, I've just had the open mind of, wanting a spouse to come in and really be the head and the leader, and, for me to be able to back away, as I call it, my superwoman mode. I don't want to have to keep functioning in that.
Yes.
And even in conversation, just, keeping your heart and your mind open and receptive and not, being defensive to certain things. Because it's new for, both individuals involved. So, you have anything, Peter?
And I would have to say, just not being selfish, like opening yourself to, just accept and love and, and give back. So I think for me, it was, having my own, before we got married, same situation as Jamia, having my own house, cars, everything, becoming one, I realized that, we're sharing, and everything that I do from that moment forward is to make sure that Jamia is okay. So just, having that frame of mind of not being selfish, which is, something even at the point of marriage, something I've had to be reminded of, that, I'm not thinking about one anymore. It's both of us. So, so that's something I would share with couples as well, just definitely making sure that you're looking at your spouse and making sure that they're okay and they're getting what they need first.
Gotcha.
That's good.
Beautiful.
Yes, beautiful. Yes, thank you, Jamia. Thank you, Peter, for calling in, being a part of the Ty and Cody on Purpose show, and sharing your story and your words of encouragement for other newlyweds and those who are also engaged to be married.
That has encouraged me to be persistent and patient.
Yes, because you got an issue with patience.
I sure do.
Well, yes, we thank y'all very much for sharing your story with our family and our friends, or for the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. Again, much love, much respect, and much Godspeed to you all in your thing that we call this journey of marriage. You all have already been through a lot, and I just pray that it gets easier here for you all, and that that you all continue to use that determination and everything that you are currently doing to just have the best marriage that you all can possibly have. Yeah. Our motto is always to live purposefully and to love purposefully, and it sounds like y'all are already doing that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fine.
So we have run out of time on the Ty and Cody on Purpose show today. We appreciate Jamia and we appreciate Peter for calling in today and being part of our show. Family, we thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for listening. Don't forget, you can go back and re-listen and re-watch this on Facebook, YouTube, WBNDradio.com, and a lot more. Don't forget to sign up for the Text Club, and also tune in each and every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. here on WBNDradio.com and Facebook, where we live purposefully,
love purposefully,
Ty and Cody on purpose. Peace. Yes, Jamia, thank you, Peter. We appreciate y'all very, very much. Our Facebook family loves you all. They have been listening to you all and listening, and your story has really blessed them as well.
All right, well, thank you all. Hopefully we can get out there in person one day.
Yes,
please do.
Anytime. Charlotte area is open to you. We are open. We'll do dinner. We'll do lunch.
How was your day? Fine. How was your day? Fine. Do you want to go to a movie? I'm good.
Does this look like your marriage? Does your marriage feel strained?
Do you feel like your marriage is slipping away? Is your communication not effective?
Reboot your marriage with the Purposeful Life Marriage Coaching, where we're here to help guide and give you the tools you need to make your marriage healthy and successful.
Visit us at aplmcoaching.com.
Or you may contact us via email at coach@aplmcoaching.com, or give us a call at 888-466-6104. Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Because your marriage matters.
Are you cooking tonight? Yes, if we're not going out tonight now. How was your day? Fine. How was your day?